everyone, and welcome to this week's Naked Truth. Trisha Hershberger here. And before we go into this week's topic, I want to thank everyone in the Naked Army who made their own naked vlog last week for Star Wars. That's Chris, Cameron, Romeo, Nathan, Christopher, Ryan, Kavaja, Richard, Poyo, Lawrence, Prescott, and Kristen, and James. Thank you guys so much. For those of you who may be tuning into the Naked Truth for the first time, this is not a sexy show. We do vlog au naturel with no makeup, no hair done, in the buff. Some of us do, not everybody, but it's meant to show vulnerability and openness and, just really relating just the way we are. So that's what we do here. And this week's topic was suggested by one of our Naked Army members, Lawrence, also known as the Laurel, if you watch his vlogs. And he asked, do selfies show we are more self-involved than in the past, or does technology just give us more ways to share the same level of self-involvement that we've always had? And I'm sure this was in response to the video I just did, the tech video I did, how to take the perfect selfie, tech-explained. And so I was thinking about selfies, Lawrence was thinking about selfies. Why not have the entire Naked Army think about selfies? That's what I think. So the too long don't read version of this for me is I think it's a little bit of both. So there are arguments that are valid on both sides. To argue that we are more self-involved, hence the rise of selfies. I think between 2012 and 2013, there was an Oxford English Dictionary study that said that the use of the word selfie rose 17,000% from 2012 to 2013. Crazy. And I think it's easy to make the argument of, people are taking more selfies and using the word selfie more often, etc., because they're more obsessed with their self. And, it's easy to say that social media has led to a rise in the need for peer-to-peer validation. And I do think that there is validity in that, whether it be likes or retweets or favorites or shares or, screen caps of your Snapchats, whatever it is. I do think that people kind of get hung up on, oh my goodness, how did everyone receive this thing that I posted? Whether it's a picture or not, and then mix that with an already appearance-obsessed culture that we have, as you can see from Hollywood way back in the day. And I mean, if you're going to go back even further than that, back all the way to, portraits and sculptures of people. So when you mix those two things, I do think that leads to a selfie-obsessed culture. But do I necessarily think that it's worse now than it was before? I don't know. The one thing that I will say that I really don't like about selfie culture is when it gets taken to a place where it becomes disrespectful. Like the selfies in serious places, Tumblr, where you see people taking duck face selfies at funerals. And I know that's all these, I read an article that was all these teens are taking selfies at Auschwitz. And I'm just there are things about that make me deeply uncomfortable. But I mean, is that the culture we're living in? Now, as I mentioned, people were having portraits done of themselves and sculptures made of themselves way back in history. And so technology certainly has made it easier to document a part of your life. Like I said in the Perfect Selfie Tech Explained video, there are now gadgets that help with selfie. There's software that helps with selfies. And really just being able to have a camera that's lightweight enough to take a picture of yourself, and especially now that you can have a flip around viewfinder or, be taking the picture with your smartphone so you can actually see what the picture is going to be, it has become a lot easier. And as someone who, I hate to inconvenience other people, so I'm really bad at saying, excuse me, sir, ma'am, could you please take a picture for me? I like it a lot better that I can now do that myself. I can do that independently of having to rely on somebody else, let alone handing my expensive phone or camera or whatever to a complete stranger. That certainly makes it simpler, and technology has made it simpler in those ways for sure. I also think that pictures with a face or a person in them are naturally more interesting. I think it was the Georgia Institute of Technology that did a study saying that a photo of something cool with a face in it is 38% more likely to get some type of engagement, whether it's likes or comments or something like that. And I think that that's true. I had to learn that the hard way. I like to go on vacation and take pictures of the things I'm seeing. But then when I'm showing people those pictures later, they're not as interested in them. And maybe that's because we can Google search any cool place in the world now and get a photo of that. But when you have a photo of that really cool thing with you in the photo, it's proof that you were actually there. Pixar, it didn't happen, that kind of thing. I also think that selfies offer a fun form of self-expression for people. Again, because technology has made it so easy and you don't need somebody else to be there, you can really play around and find images that you think are a cool way to express how you're feeling and who you are. And I think that people doing that on such a mass scale has been really inspirational for other people who, media really tends to highlight one specific type of look. And due to the rise of the selfie and the rise of social media, picture sharing in general, we get to see a much more wide variety of looks, body images, all of that different kind of stuff. And I think that that's really cool. So in answer to the question, do I think that the rise in selfie culture is because of a rise in narcissism, or have we always been this self-obsessed? Technology just made it easier. My answer again is both. I do think that social media has led to a great need for peer-to-peer validation, but I don't necessarily know that that's completely centered around the selfie. And I do think that people have wanted to immortalize themselves and been obsessed with looks for a very long time before this, and technology certainly has made it easier. And like I said before, I think it's a really cool form of self-expression, so I don't know that I want to poo-poo on it. But that's just me, and the Naked Truth is all about sharing our thoughts and opinions with each other in an open dialogue, educational way. So my question to you guys is, do you think that selfie culture shows that we are more self-involved than we used to be, or not? Let us know why or why not in your own Naked Truth vlog. If you are going to make your own vlog, please make sure that it's shoulders up only. Again, this is not a sexy time show. This is a show about showing who you truly are, and this is a vehicle for us to do that. If you're under 18, please get your parents' permission so they don't think that you're doing anything crazy, and then upload that video to YouTube, and you can message me the link to it and let me know if you want me to share it using the For Business Inquiries link in the About section of this channel. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week for more Naked Truth. Bye-bye.